Hello and welcome to Linguist Center. Today we'll be going to do a thorough examination and overview of the Slavic language Polish. Polish has 40 million L1 or native speakers and over 2 million L2 or second language speakers. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy. The West Slavic language Polish comes from, unsuspectedly, the Proto-Slavic language. Then, with influence from Czech and Latin, Old Polish forms and Christianization leads to the Latin alphabet being adopted. Continuing on, because of the Renaissance, Latin and German vocabulary is added and grammar starts to codify. Middle Polish is born. While standardizing into the Polish closest to modern, Russian and German influence was added during the partition era. After natural revival, it becomes extremely close to modern Polish. In the current century, modern Polish borrows words from English and regional dialects solidify. As stated before, Polish uses the Latin alphabet, excluding Q, V, and X, with additional letters like on, ch, au, w, ny, u, sh, j, and j. J, my bad, not j. But also the C in English is pronounced like t, like a TS. H is like a h, J is a y, and W is a v, and Y is a Okay. In Polish, most letters and digraphs can be either hard or soft, while some are strictly hard, and vice versa. Most of the time, if a hard consonant can become soft, an acute accent or I is added after. For example, P, B, M, F, W, R, and L are always hard, while T, D, S, Z, K, G, and N can soften. Digraphs can be hard too, like CZ, sh, CZ, ch, RZ, RZ, or Z with a dot, j, and CH or H, h. Now for soft consonants, we have sh, and the next ones will be the letter with an acute accent over it. So sh, S, J, Z, Ch, C, J, D, Z, Ny, and then J is like Y, it's always soft. The soft digraphs are DZ before I or E, Sh, Ch, J, and Ny. Those are just the words with an I after. Keep in mind, Polish has penultimate stress, meaning stress is on the second to last syllable. Each word in Polish has one of three genders, masculine, feminine, or neuter. In the nominative case, masculine words usually end with a consonant, feminine with A, and neuter with E or O. Also, if a noun is masculine, it can be animate, like people or animals, or inanimate, like a stationary object. It is also important to note that when one uses the plural, one must factor in whether it is personal and masculine, known as virile, or non-virile. Adjectives also agree with the noun. In the nominative case, the masculine, feminine, and neuter endings are Y, A, and E, respectively. So I put three little, two pairs of words. Dobry kot, which means good cat. Wygodna kanapa, comfy couch. And białe mleko, which means white milk. And just give you guys a little chance to study that adjective agreement one. Okay, if you're only familiar with English, you are probably wondering what the nominative case, or what a case is in general. A case is a category that shows the function of a word in a sentence. For example, in the sentence, ja jem kolację, i.e. dinner, ja is in the nominative because it's the subject, and kolacja, a feminine noun, previously kolacja, is in the accusative because it is the direct object of the sentence. Here's a case chart of endings. So I did put the nominative and accusative words for dinner because when I speak Polish, those are the two that I use the most. And here's a chart if you want to take a picture or something, if you're actually studying Polish. Okay. Because Polish has cases, which show the role of a word order is flexible, but yet SVO has become the default. If a word comes first, usually the emphasis is on that one. For example, here are three sentences that look different but mean the same. And also there are no articles in Polish, so really it just means woman eat orange. So kobieta je pomarańcze, which means the woman eats the orange. But if you want to put emphasis on what the woman is eating, you say pomarańcze je kobieta, or if you want to put emphasis on what the woman is doing to the orange, you can say yeah, which means eating. Yeah, pomarańcze kobieta. Got it? Okay. To form a negative sentence is fairly easy in Polish. All you do is add nie or not before the verb. Also, Polish uses double negation with complex words like never and nothing. So in English, you would say I do speak Polish, I do not speak Polish. Polish translation is ja mówię po polsku or ja nie mówię po polsku. And then if I say I saw that movie or I never saw that movie, ja widziałem ten film or ja nigdy nie widziałem tego filmu. And it's important to know that before, after negation, you use the genitive case most of the time. And so that's why tego filmu is not ten film. Okay. Questions are either formed by intonation or adding ch at the beginning of the sentence or for yes or no questions. So, like, why do you like apples? Dlaczego lubisz jabłka? Oh, yeah, and the subject is optional. So that you could say dlaczego ty lubisz jabłka, but most people say dlaczego lubisz jabłka. Or who is your favorite musician? Kto jest twoim ulubionym muzykiem? And then for like yes or no questions, do you like apples? Czy lubisz jabłka? Or do you drink coffee? Czy pijesz kawę? Okay. Unlike English, Polish is something called imperfective and perfective verbs. Once you understand the point, they do not become as daunting. Perfective verb means something is completed, and an imperfective verb means it is ongoing. To make a perfective verb, most of the time you add a prefix to the imperfective form. The perfective verb zrobić, to make or to do or to make, stems from robić, to do or to make. So I put the imperfective form down the perfective form. So czytać and przeczytać, which means to read, and robić, zrobić, to do and to make. Pisać, napisać, to write, and pić and wypić, which means to drink. Alright, now let's look at the three main tenses. There are like different like conditional moves like I would do, but I'm just going to go with the three main ones. In Polish, it is crucial to know that the present tense only uses perfective verbs. So no zrobić, just robić. There are three main types of conjugation: ać, eć, ić, ować, awać, and irregulars. Here are three charts for that tense. And you guys take a picture or something. And there we go. Okay. In the past tense, you do use both perfective and imperfective verbs, but that is irrelevant in conjugation. To conjugate, you take off the ch, the c with the accent, at the end of the infinitive, and add the following endings. Again, take a picture. That's for the verb robić, the imperfective of to do or make. And similar to the past tense, both perfective and imperfective verbs are utilized. When using a perfective verb, you conjugate the verb with present endings. But with imperfective verbs, you use one of the following conjugations of być, to be, with an infinitive. Here are some examples. So, in perfective verbs, you just conjugate it in the present. So, you will have done, zrobić, zrobisz. But then imperfective verbs, if I say you will do, you will be doing, you conjugate it with być, which means to be. Do not get it confused. And then put the infinitive after. Okay. Here are some similar vocabulary and some false friends. So, put the Polish and the English. So, hotel and hotel, problem and problem, bank and bank, museum, museum, sport and sport. Here are some false friends. Same thing, Polish and English. Data, which means date, or data in English. Smoking, which means a tuxedo. Not the same thing as smoking. Pasta, which means toothpaste, and pasta. Aktualny, which means current and actual. And fabryka, which means factory, not fabric. Alright, now I'm just going to go through three sentences and just break them apart so you guys can see like grammar and stuff. Okay, so I like cheese pizza. Right? Ja is I, first person singular personal pronoun. Lubię is conjugated of lubić, which means to like. Pizza is the word pizza in the accusative case because it's the object, direct object of the sentence. And then z, instead of saying cheese pizza, they don't have an adjective like cheesy or cheese. So what you say is with cheese. So z, it means with, and it requires the instrumental case. And then sadum comes from sad, which means cheese, and it's in the instrumental. And then you got the man drank clear water. Mężczyzna wypił czystą wodę. So mężczyzna means the man, subject of the sentence, so you don't nominative case. Wypił is the third conjugated for mężczyzna of the perfective vypić. And then czystą, not czarny. Czarny means black. Czystą means clear. And it's in the accusative for feminine singular noun. And then voda means water, and it's in the accusative too. Okay, what do you want for dinner? So co means what. Chcesz means do you want? So it's conjugated of chcieć, which means to want, for you. Oh, sorry, I forgot the acute accent on the last C. Just realized that. Na means for in this case. And then kolacja, as said before, means kolacja. It comes from kolacja in the singular accusative for feminine nouns. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.